Today's movie is imaginary. What, did you run out of real movies to review? I know you sillies. Today's movie is called Imaginary, and it's not to be confused with that cute little Ryan Reynolds family movie that came out this year. No, this movie is about
Evil Teddy Bear.
And his name is Chauncey. See, kids, I'm confused already. See, here's the title, Imaginary, and here's the tagline, He's Not Imaginary. Well, which is it? The title and the tagline are arguing with one another. Don't you guys know that a house divided against itself cannot stand? Speaking of house, this is a Blumhouse movie and follows Night Swim and the horror subgenre they made up. This is the genre where the filmmakers choose an object at random and make it
Evil.
like a pool or a teddy bear. What's the next evil object for Blumhouse? Maybe I can help. Let's ask the computer to select a random word for us and we'll make it into a movie. Here we go! The word is bucket. Yes, Blumhouse presents
Evil Bucket.
He'll make you kick the bucket. Rated PG-13. Now, if you hear the words Evil Teddy Bear and you picture a fun, self-aware horror movie that leans hard into the comedic like Blumhouse is actually pretty good, Megan, well, too bad. This movie wants to be taken seriously. It's got world building and family drama and a main character who needs to process their trauma, and it's tiresome. The first scene was a nightmare sequence and it was a dreadful mistake. It reveals too much about the villain and the main character Jessica's backstory. It kills any mystery that the movie might have had. You piece together everything way before the characters in the movie do. It's quite boring watching them try and catch up. I usually don't talk about opening credits sequence, but the one in Imaginary is very strange. It's a montage of home movie footage of the family just doing normal family things to upbeat music. I was waiting for the sequence to take a sinister horror movie turn, and it never did. It's very out of place and certainly does not help the movie build any atmosphere. When the movie starts in earnest, it's pretty standard. How many movies have there been where a kid talks to an evil entity who they think is their cuddly imaginary friend? How many movies have there been where a portal opens to a spiritual world and the characters need to get in and out to save someone? A lot of people will criticize this and say it's a ripoff of Insidious, but that's really not fair. You see, Insidious has an evil supernatural red door. Imaginary has an evil supernatural blue door. Very different, you see. There's a strange fake-out jump scare where Jessica senses a malevolent presence and looks under the bed and there's a scary demon scream, but oh, it's just her daughter being silly. How the heck does that horrific monster sound come out of that little girl? Imaginary was coasting at mediocre level throughout, but it really falls apart in the last 20 minutes. An old lady who had been a peripheral character in the story comes into the spotlight, and good grief was this woman a terrible actress. She has some of the most important lines of the third act, and she acts like she's a random person they found scanning groceries at the Kalkaska Family Fair. Chauncey, in his final form, looks like a Muppet. The escape from the imaginary world was just way too convenient. And the last scene is a dreadful and tacked on attempt at comedy. Overall, kids, the movie you imagine in your head is probably better than the actual movie. An Evil Teddy Bear movie should be a midnight movie layup, but they got this one all wrong. It's too serious, it's poorly directed, it's derivative, it's boring, it's a 3 out of 10.